Welcome back, viewers. I wanted to be a little bit more detailed about the times where I started to become more of an engineer than just somebody who could work. As I was at Evo, I had to learn the metric system, and that was simply because we bought from a company called Octanorm, and they worked in millimeters, we worked in inches. This is, trust me, the imperial measurements to metric measurements. This is why I am a detail-oriented person. We had made it to a point where one of the project managers, Tammy, kept having me order 93-inch beams, and I would CAD out a 93-inch beam, and I'd put these exhibits together, and I would notice that something was wrong. So I start calculating from imperial to metric and metric back to imperial, and it turns out we can't buy 93 inches. It's a 92.99. So what are we gonna do now? So me and Tammy would always argue the difference because 0.01, but I'd be like, it's not 93 inches. And so we'd go back and forth, and let me tell you, most imperial measurements do not equal out in millimeters. They're two totally different types. Turns out metric is much better, much easier to calculate, much easier to measure, much more detailed. It's why almost everything in this world is metric. Whether you want to think it or not, it is. Trust me, I've measured a lot of things. Learned how to use a caliper. Learned about angles. Things that had come back to me from my days of drafting. It was what made me kind of who I am. The detail. Oh my God. I'm telling you, I will argue until the day is long. To this day, I still remember the one measurement that equals out perfect. 1206.5 millimeters equals exactly 47.5 inches. That was a perfect measurement for us because we liked using 48, because almost everything you buy is 4x8, which really isn't. It's metric, but it's okay. No big deal. Some things people say are an eighth of an inch are really 3.5 millimeter. It's a world. It can be confusing. But I just say fuck it and start working in measurements. Someone says 48, I'm like, okay, 47.5. Someone says 93, I'm like, fine, 92.99. In my head, whatever, people. Okay, my CADs are some of the most accurate. I had actually had a day once where what would happen is I would CAD out an exhibit. A guy up at Octanorm would always check my work and make sure everything was accurate and never had a problem. He actually was impressed with me, he would say. And one night, man, working on this exhibit that needed to be done right away, because in the exhibit world, oh my God, deadlines and pressure, it could be crazy. And so here I am, 4:30 in the morning, drunk, and Michael McCord calls me from Octanorm, and he says to me, hey, how you doing on that CAD? And I'm like, what are you at work? And he's like, yeah, he starts work early. It's crazy. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, yeah, I'm a few minutes away from finishing. And he says, okay, well, when you're done, shoot me the CAD, and I have to run it through the machine, and I'm pretty sure it'll be accurate, but I don't have time to double check it. And I was like, oh my God. Michael Fuckman's in here drunk. Oh my God, nobody. They ran it perfect. Everything came out exact. I was so shocked with myself. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can CAD almost exactly drunk. Wow. I loved CAD. I love mathematics. I love geometry. It's just something that I would say I'm good at. So throughout those years, I get better and better. And then all I am is the CAD guy. We create a CAD department. We get, guy in there who's our boss. It's like, dude, I created all this. Okay, cool. He's the boss. He would ask me every day, so what's this? What's that? What's this? And it'd be like, Dave, I thought you were the boss. Why don't you know all this? Yeah, because he worked in AutoCAD. Okay. Inventor is much different than AutoCAD. It's kind of almost metric to imperial, but okay, sure. So he would always ask, and we'd get, back and forth about what things work, what things don't. As he's designing, he's asking me, oh, will this work? Will this work? Will that work? He ends up getting an award one year. I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me, man. Okay, sure. I created every system for building it. Me and Michael McCord, we were, it was awesome, man. It was awesome. Me and Michael McCord got to a level where we were friends. We were good co-workers. He would call me a kid sometimes. I was older than him, but he would call me a kid because he was taller. One day we were sitting in a thing, like a meeting together, and he calls me kid like 3 times. I said, dude, you call me a kid again, I'm gonna get the fuck up from this chair and beat the shit out of you. He's like, whoa, he gets up all scared, goes to Kent Jean, tells him what's up. Few minutes later, motherfucker meets me in the kitchen and apologizes. She's like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be calling you kid. And yeah, no shit, you shouldn't, motherfucker. What the hell? So, after that, there's mutual respect. Squashed it. He understood the difference between imperial and metric. It was nice to know someone who knew there's a difference. Those years, man. Design departments, parties, trade show exhibits. I mean, that world is everything I ever lived. I used to say, living the dream. I'm living the dream. But then comes the day they let me go. And I almost couldn't believe it. Then something very, very impressive, I would say, happens. One day I get a call from a guy who's heard my name from his son. And he's heard how good I CAD and how detailed I am, and he would like to meet with me. He meets with me, they do CNC work and work on AutoCAD, and I'm like, I'm nowhere near any of that. I do Inventor, and he says, yeah, I know. Man, if you know how to do Inventor, you'll have no problem doing this. Oh, what a great time that was. Man, it was all because of that girl Andrea I had met. Andrea had talked to this guy Michael about how detailed and passionate I was, and Michael had quit this place and mentioned my name and how detailed, and this place had gotten my CADs from Evo before, and he suggested that I come work there because they needed a detailed guy. while I was at Evo, that's what they used to call me, a detailer. So we got this guy. He came in, they called him a detailer, and he said, I don't fucking detail cars. I'm an engineer. And from that day forward, I exactly thought the same thing. I don't fucking clean cars, I don't detail shit. I engineer exhibits. Thanks for listening. I'll see you again soon. Have a great day later.